Welcome to Pioneer Square, the birthplace of Seattle. Okay, picture yourself. It's 1852, the year that Pioneer Square was established, and it's the hub of Seattle. But don't get too attached, because in 1889, a carpenter knocks over a pot of glue and it all burns to the ground. I love touring old homes with clients, but it's rare to see anything built before the year 1900, because of the fire. Nonetheless, in the 1960s, there were a number of preservation efforts, and the neighborhood was designated as a National Historic Site. And today it's beautiful. There's renovated brick buildings, there's fancy art galleries, restaurants, shops, but it's also a bit of a juxtaposition. I've been talking with a friend about this new Korean restaurant in Pioneer Square that I've been wanting to try. We're meeting up for lunch. It's like 3 o'clock. I don't even know what kind of meal that is. Light rail in Seattle is pretty decent. I think that it's gotten a lot better over the years, and it's only slated to get even better as all these extension lines are finishing up. So I'm kind of excited for the future. There are, of course, plenty of things to complain about it, but I firmly believe that the more people use public transit, the better it gets. Kendall and I put together a YouTube video. We tried to visit all of the light rail stations, and we didn't fully succeed because Kendall was 8 months pregnant at the time, and we really ran out of steam about halfway through. But you can check that out here. I'm struggling to make this video a little bit because you can't talk about Pioneer Square without talking about the variety of social issues that Seattle's facing these days. If you've visited downtown Seattle or Pioneer Square, you know that there's a lot of issues of homelessness and drug use, and it's on full display. I found this interesting quote from King County prosecuting attorney Dan Satterberg, where he says, "Fantastic walking cities invite you to get out and just explore the streets. In none of those cities is the showcase area also the area where we provide social services. In those cities, those services are somewhere else. It doesn't mean that they don't have the same complicated problems that we have in Seattle. Here, we just tend to overlap the two." I mean, it's a beautiful neighborhood, very walkable, lots of cool architecture, but it kind of smells like pee, and there's a lot of garbage around. I don't know, I guess that's true of most major cities, but it's palpable here. Do you know that the term Skid Row actually originated in Seattle? It was used for the logs that were rolled down Yesler Way to the wharf for transport. The term gained a lot of connotations of poverty and vice when, during the Great Depression, a lot of unemployed men moved to the neighborhood and set up camp. This is Blaine. I met him through YouTube, and it's been fun to get together, talk art, cameras, and Seattle. He told me about Osen Banchin Deli and Cafe, and we asked the owner, Sarah, if we could stop by and get a few shots of the place during lunch. Banchin are small Korean side dishes meant to accompany the main course. And most everything here is produce-based with bright flavors, and it has a lovely sunny feeling inside. How'd you find this place?
Instagram, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think it was like one of those curiosity or eatery, and at the time I think it was just a pop-up, and that's how I first, or she was only doing pop-ups at that time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then not too long after that she announced an actual brick and mortar store.
Can we get an extra 2 plates too? Thank you. So what do you think about Pioneer Square?
It's cool. It's the buildings, architecture, all that is obviously kind of the big draw.
Yeah.
It's a little dicey maybe.
A little dicey.
So they say. So I've heard. I haven't spent too much time down here. Honestly, it just hasn't been too appealing to come down here.
It's kind of like the touristy area, right? With the underground tour, by the waterfront.
The more that I've looked around and saw other things in Seattle, it does seem very much like an artsy neighborhood. Which I can appreciate for sure.
Yeah, I haven't done First Thursday since COVID, but like when all the art galleries are open late, they usually open new shows at the beginning of the month.
I guess historically, has it always been more artsy around here?
I think so, yeah. I have a couple friends that live down here, just renting out, subsidized apartments where you have to like apply with a portfolio of work. So they only give it to working artists.
I always like to come and get the japchae. Not just to here, but when I get Korean food, japchae is always part of it. We always go to a place in Fremont called Maiden House.
Oh yeah, I've been there. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
They have the like sizzling rice dishes on stoneware.
Yeah. It's a little too hot for me,
Yeah.
but I get through it.
Power through. Last Christmas, our neighbor gifted me a book on the world's best homes, purchased from a bookstore she told us about in Pioneer Square. And next time you're down here, you must visit Peter Miller Books. The space is awesome in this really cool building, but Peter has an insane attention to detail, and that's the draw here. You can feel how everything's highly curated and personally chosen. Oh, look, here's a book about John Cage's love of mycology. I went mushroom hunting with some friends recently, and I can relate to the delight of finding food in the forest.
Plitosapnuda. It's a bluet. It's called a bluet.
It does have some blue.
Distinctive strong flavor, smells faintly of anise.
My niece?
Anise?
Oh.
Like,
I've never met your niece, I'm sorry.
I think she smells great.
It's harder to find an older building in Seattle than this. This is one of those old buildings right in the middle of Pioneer Square, built in 1900. I did look at a house in Queen Anne, or no, it was Magnolia, built in 1899. That was a very cool house. But this one, we've got like cool old windows. We've got the city view. We're right on First Avenue. This is a very pretty condo unit. Let me show you around. So we're here at the front door. And there's one bedroom right here. I mean, it's not huge, but we're getting a little bit of natural light through this atrium. And then there's a bathroom here. This whole building has been updated in 2007, and it's a good job. I really like what they've done here. I really like all of these exposed brick walls. That's really the benefit of buying an older building like this. We've got a little bit of utility space there. And then the kitchen is like a really cool, almost like a cast concrete, but really it's all about the living room. I mean, look at this. It's very pretty. We have tall, skinny windows bringing some natural light in, and I really like the vibes here. It's a nice place. Okay, I'm meeting Kendall for drinks. We're gonna hang out at Smith Tower for a little bit for happy hour. So let's see if she's here yet.
Hi.
Hi. Nice day.
So nice. Can't believe we're finally doing it. We've been wanting to do the bar at the top of Smith Tower for, I don't know, a few months now. We've been talking about it.
I've been putting it on the calendar like every couple weeks.
I
know. And something either gets scheduled over it, or we're too tired, or I don't know.
It opens at 3, and typically our childcare ends at 4. So
Yeah, we had to change
wow.
our childcare.
You can see ferry,
It's very pretty.
water, and mountain.
Oh, this is where I went with Blaine Osen.
Yeah, you should have brought me.
I know. I'll bring you there. It was good.
I like Blaine.
Smith Tower, though, was the tallest skyscraper west of the Mississippi for like 20 years when it was built.
Yeah, I lost that crown quickly by like, what I read, like the 30s or something.
Yeah, I think it was built in the like 1912 or so.
Yeah, I think 1914.
And then something in Kansas City ended up being taller in the 30s.
Yeah.
But it's a really cool building. It's all like Art Deco. It stands out from a lot of the like those glass cubes that are mostly in downtown.
That's pretty looking. I thought it would kind of have a cooler story because it's kind of famous here in Seattle, but it was kind of just a office building.
Although
it was
there-
tall.
It's tall. It's,
It's
tall.
tall.
With a lot of offices. There is a penthouse apartment at the top.
Oh my
though.
gosh.
37th floor. It was up for rent a couple years ago. So you can look up the listing and find all the pictures. It's really
Ooh.
cool.
Okay, home in Seattle viewers, let's figure out how to get us access to that for a tour.
Seriously. You have any connections?
It's
Yeah.
it's an apartment, like a rental.
Yeah, yeah. 1 bedroom
Wow.
with a guest suite. It's, the top of Smith Tower is like a big pyramid. So it's just open air. Really cool with 360 views. It's nice. You should look it up if you can
Wow.
find it.
So you've been to the top, or to the, I guess it's not the very top, but the bar, like
Yeah, we're going
where
to
we're
like
going.
the 32nd floor.
You've been there.
I've been there recently.
I haven't.
At night, which was fun. You can see the whole city lit up. It's pretty cool.
I definitely should have been there with you. I don't know why I wasn't.
I know. I think there was a conflict. It was your cousin getting married.
Oh yeah.
And I took
oh, yeah.
photos.
Alex became the photographer for my cousin's wedding and was the only person in the entire family present at the
Yeah.
event.
It was just the three of us.
And then they went to Smith Tower.
It was really nice.
I'm glad we came today, though, instead of the day we were thinking of last week, because it's
Oh, so much
beautiful
nicer.
today. We're gonna have some good views.
Yeah.
So here we are. This is
Oh, there it is. Look at that.
Dun, da, da.
That's a good view. Yeah,
Yeah,
here
that's
is
cool.
like the corridor or the core of Pioneer Square. There is no actual Pioneer Square, I don't think. This is the Pioneer building, though.
So there's Pioneer Square, the little open area, and then Occidental Square, kind of a similar
I
open area.
I think it's all Occidental Square.
What, the one we just passed, though?
Oh, that?
Yeah, that's Pioneer.
No, that's not. There is no Pioneer Square.
Whatever.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but pretty sure.
Yeah, it's really cool looking, although, yeah, these days it doesn't look particularly tall.
No,
It's just pretty.
it's very pretty, though.
Wow, that's the apartment up there.
Yeah, imagine what your life would be like if you lived in the penthouse of Smith Tower.
So we have to buy tickets to get to the observation deck.
To have the privilege of
Yeah,
buying
which I think I read are like
a
$20 each.
beverage.
Yeah, and then I'm sure whatever cocktail we choose won't be on the cheap, but it's an experience.
Yeah, it's the experience. It's reveling in a bit of history. It's kind of
Backwards.
cool as you go. There's like a elevator operator, and they have a lot of like history exhibits.
Oh yeah, maybe we'll learn more on the way
I think most of it's about smuggling and prohibition.
up. Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Ooh, and there's an Irish pub next door if we want to take it down a notch when we're done.
There we go.
Because if you get appetizers at this kind of place, you're usually still hungry afterwards.
Yeah, true. Okay, here we are.
Wowza. To just get a condo down here so that we wouldn't have to pay $30 to come up and see this.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Yeah, I guess that might cost more than $30.
Up here is really cool. You can just see all of the trees in between all of the streets down in Pioneer Square. It's nice.
Yeah, even the city areas in Seattle are green. That's why people move here.
So if you're looking to make a home in Seattle, send me a message or just stay tuned for more housing and design content from my home in Seattle. Bye.
Our home in